Hello, special beings of light. It is 9:30 p.m. in LA. Not that that's relevant or anything, but I first wanted to preface by saying that I apologize profusely. Profusely. I really hope that you can feel me right now. That ever since the quarantine, Vimeo was down. So I'll explain what happened real quick, and then I'm not going to tell you like my upgrade. But I stopped posting for a while because I went through my massive upgrade, which completed a couple of days ago. And I'm sure that it's a story I'm going to be telling the rest of my life, and it's a story you're going to get tired of. I'm not going to share that tonight because I want to make this about you tonight. But I had a video in my membership that was titled Coronavirus. And Vimeo did not like that at all, so they censored it and they deleted it and they took down my entire page. And I got in touch with them. It took them like a week to get back to me to republish the page. Okay, they republished the page. And then I guess they took it down again because the video was still there. So it was like a back and forth for weeks telling them like, hey guys, just delete the video. I don't care about the video. I just want my page to be published because I have a lot of members on there. And so they made the mistake 2 or 3 times until I finally said, hey, I do not care about that video. Just please take it down, republish my page. And then simultaneously, I was also going through massive upgrades within my DNA. And I really don't want to get into that right now. I wanted to do something very light and fluffy and marshmallowy for you guys tonight. And I wanted to give you a reading. It is Tuesday at 9:30, so let's just say that this reading is going to be for Wednesday, April 29th, and leading all the way up to the end of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card for you. I haven't done this, you guys, in a while. I missed you. I'm not going to lie. I missed you guys so much. And I was a bit on the fence as to what direction my career was taking. And I finally understand it now, and it's way too elaborate for me to expound on now. But let's just say I'm really happy that I'm still in the spiritual field, because for a minute there, I forfeited the game entirely, not because I don't love what I do, but because I was still searching for something that would revive me and excite me, and it happened. And now there's no more separation between me and Source and the angels. Basically, every frequency that exists between me and Source. So it's a really exciting time. What you're going to be bearing witness to as it relates to my career has actually never been done before. There have been a lot of trance channelers who are absolutely magnificent in their own right. And they know that they are Source, and so what they do is they get out of the way and they allow for this group consciousness to come through to link you or plug you back into your higher self. But they will spend the entire hour as those guides. For me, it's manifesting differently. It's manifesting as switching between the trinities, so between Phil's higher self, which is me, Source, and then the guides, which are the staircase that allowed for Phil to meet me, the sky, and for me, the sky, to descend into Phil's body, and for us to become one. So it's going to be, there's no delay when I channel now. It's not even channeling. I'm literally like 3 parts. I'm Phil, I'm Source, and I'm the guides. I can be your guides if you want. We are Phil's guides. We were working with him for years to help him develop technologies within his chakra system so that he would climb the stairs and meet the one being that is God, that is Source, which from another perspective is just Phil, his higher self, or Phil's counterpart. And now we are one. So it's going to be a very exciting time. It's going to be very activating for people to work with us. It's going to be it's just going to be on a whole other stratosphere. But yeah, tonight I want to spoil you and I want to give you a little reading as to what you can expect in the coming days. Let's start with Wednesday, April 29th. Is there a message that we have for you, that your guides have for you? It's fun to play with cards. It's very fun. Ooh. So here we have the angel of diet and nutrition. Pay attention to what you eat and drink. You will intuitively know what is good for you. Now, this is very, very pertinent because we, Phil's guides, have been encouraging him to not eat meat for a month now. We have no judgment as to what you do. You are free to do what you do because you have a free will here. All that we ask is that if you still eat meat or whatever it is that you eat, cookies, chips, whatever you like, just give thanks for the experience and connect to the conscious energies behind that. Because the people who made those products may not be conscious, but there are always overarching energies that are conscious, that are connected to that, because God lives in everything. Okay, Source dwells in all things. And so we encouraged Phil about a month ago to no longer eat meat, to drink a lot of juices. Now, keep in mind, Phil was very unhealthy. He enjoyed that, though, because it allowed him to, we want to say it allowed him to create more density in his body. And Phil is like a wizard, so he likes to break through that density, like raw, like a dragon. So Phil deliberately used to like to eat heavy foods in order to use his power and his energy to barrel his way through all of that density and reach me, the sky, Source, his higher self. So the angel of diet and nutrition, and I feel like this card is applicable for this entire week, this entire month, not only for Wednesday, April 29th, or Thursday, April 30th. This is a card that is very, very much in line with what it is that you're experiencing at this time, okay? Which is a clearing of old beliefs, and a lot of what you've been ingesting, okay, holds a certain charge, a certain frequency that keeps you tethered to those different structures of control. But again, we just want to affirm you that as long as you bring awareness to all things now, then you are free to do what you like. You're always free to do what you like. There is no judgment on this side. But again, if you feel like you're not craving sugar or something, or maybe that you're craving a pineapple over a cookie, go for the pineapple over the cookie. Phil's been eating a lot of raw, vegan, dark chocolate, a lot of papaya and mango and pineapple, a lot of greens, a lot of ginger, lemon. He's been craving these raw vegan truffles because chocolate, I don't know, we love chocolate. We think it's very good and activating for all of you. What else has he been eating? He still loves his coffee. He buys organic beans. He's discovered that he loves nuts and trail mix. And he loves sprouted organic hummus and almond flour crackers and a good acai bowl sometimes with organic fruit and lentils and all of this good stuff. He's getting acquainted with that world and he's enjoying every step of the process. So we encourage you to branch out and we encourage you to try different things. Okay? Now, we're going to speak as we a lot because if you could think of we as your guides, but it's also we, Phil, and my twin flame, which is my higher self, which is not higher. It's just Source. It's that other part of me that I was looking for all those years that I wanted to share this experience with my entire life. and now we are one. So we can be many things. We can be attributed to Phil and Phil being the earth and the higher self being the sky. We are a couple. We can also be seen as the guides that connected Phil and Source. We are also your guides. As Source, you could say that I'm your twin flame, not Phil. Source. As Source, as your higher self, you could say that I'm your twin flame. All right. So we can play from many, many angles now because there's no more separation. Angel of Diet and Nutrition. And I will probably release this to YouTube, but I want you guys to have this first-handedly before everyone else because you're special to me, you guys. You guys are so special to me. And you're like, who is he talking as? As Phil. I love you. All right? You, Melissa, and your God self is also Melissa. Okay? Because when you become one, Melissa, who else would you want to be than Melissa? Like, I would not want to be anything else but feel good. Right? And that's what God Source wants for you too. God Source wants you to enjoy being yourself. Why would you be anything other than who you are? Do you see how this works? So sorry for my lighting too. I inadvertently broke my ring light, okay? And I tried to go ghetto on it. I'm really good at doing that. Tried to use some masking tape, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I've always been like that since I was young. But I was like, this is way too complicated. Let me just toss this thing, throw it in the trash, and buy another one at a later date. Angel of Diet and Nutrition. Again, listen to your body. I've always been a proponent of soul dieting. Okay, so for years I did eat meat. I ate yellow M&Ms, and unapologetically so, and I would not take it back even if I could, because it was all part of me deliberately anchoring myself in very strong gravitational density fields in order to define my wings, in order to push through it like an X-Man, right? And break all the windows that were separating me from all dimensions, to remove all veils by making myself heavy and then using my pineal gland to exit my body and to reclaim my power and to push through all of that resistance that I chose to put in my body. Does that make sense? Because in many regards, the food that you eat can be heavy, but that's not always a bad thing, okay? It depends what kind of a wizard you are. Like, I'm a wizard at heart, so I used to ingest heavy foods to link up to source and go, rah! And that would allow me to cultivate these different technologies. Humans call it techniques. They're technologies within my body, through my pineal gland, heart coherence, wielding powers, lightning, fire, laser beams, turning your eyes purple, doing all these things, utilizing your imagination, as I've talked about before, countless times, and attaching strong emotions to that, to my imagination, in order to shapeshift into any dimension, in order to become any dimension. Which all, I want to say, lent itself to my creating a staircase to then meet God's source face to face, all right, and become one. So all of these years of working with my magic, I was creating the staircase, the spiral, and then when I climbed to the top, I ascended. Then I met God's source. And God's source asked me, can you hand everything to me? I said, yes, no problem whatsoever. And within a minute, source dropped into my body. I fully remembered. All right. So listen to your body. What is it asking for? Is it asking for greens? Is it asking for cookies? The key here is to subtract all judgment out of the equation. You want to subtract all judgment out of your cosmic equation and enjoy what you're going to enjoy. I am no longer in a place where I need to exercise. Right now, I've taken a break. I haven't exercised in a month, not even stretching. And that's because I'm feeling so different, and I'm loving ingesting nutrients because I haven't for years. That's just me. Everyone has their own experience. All right? So, if you find that you eat ice cream and you want to go run it off the next day, just make sure that you don't punish yourself while you're running. Make sure that you don't overrun. All right? Make sure that you love your ice cream, that you indulge in that experience, and the next day continue to love your body, no matter what shape it is, as you go on your run. Love yourself. I personally feel like right now is a time where we shouldn't do anything, because this is a momentous time on our planet. Momentous. And by dropping all of our baggage and all of our addictions and all of our attachments, we can allow ourselves to sit with this energy, which so often we just want to dispel it. We want to get rid of it, right? Let me go jog to get rid of this energy. No, that energy is gold. That energy can transform you from the inside out if you just find peace within yourself. If you don't try to reject it, if you don't try to fight it off, which is why I have ceased all activity. And within 2-3 weeks, fully integrated, I'm back. I'm loving life. I loved life before. It's just that I was still creating separation, pockets of separation, by working harder rather than smarter. And while everyone is home right now, okay, you can leverage this to your benefit. You can say the world has slowed down, which means that the light of everyone's soul, source energy, angelic energies are cascading down upon us. And by being present with my body, moving less rather than moving more, working less rather than working more, I can fully receive these light codes that are being washed over me, that are cascading upon me, and not run from myself anymore, okay? There's a lot of symbolism in running. There's a lot of symbolism in walking really fast or rushing to work. Oftentimes, this depicts that we are still running from ourselves, that we haven't found comfort within our own skin, okay? So, I know I can talk for freaking 8 hours now, but I'm going to speed up here a little bit because I know you guys want the good, the juice. This is going to be a message for this entire... Oh, wow. Okay, cool. They want me to give a message for the entire month of May. Goddess of knowledge. Start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition. Well, there you go. There are so many things that you've been knowledgeable of for so long. Things that you know you were meant to stop. Whether that was a narcissistic relationship that you were entrenched in, or whether that was a thing that you knew you shouldn't do and you kept doing it anyways. And remember that knowledge converts into wisdom once it's been applied and implemented. So you want to apply all of the knowledge, right? This repertoire of tools that you've collected along the way, along your journey. You want to start implementing all of it and have that be aligned on a physical level, on a mental level, on a soul level, on an emotional level. And if you find that you're not always at peace with yourself, it means that there is knowledge that you have that hasn't been fully converted into wisdom. Wisdom occurs when you take all of your knowledge, all right, and you apply it, and it turns into gold. It's like taking lead and turning it into gold. And once you have that gold, it's gilded knowledge, then that gilded knowledge is wisdom. And that wisdom is with you forever, meaning that even if you were to leave your body and never come back and choose to come back in another incarnation, the wisdom that you've accumulated is yours forever. It is always yours. So, Goddess of Knowledge, start to apply what you already know. Trust your intuition. Trust your heart against all odds. Because right now, humans as a whole are getting inundated, attacked by intrusive thoughts all the time, around the clock. You don't want to listen to those, because those often want to enslave you. They want you to become their minions, because once you make an agreement with a limiting belief, then you are feeding that belief all the time. You are energizing these different thought forms, which can be equated to entities that aren't bad. They're just looking out for themselves, like we all are in a way. Consciousness wants to grow and grow some more and grow some more. Does that make sense to you? And just so you know, I'm activating your 12-stranded DNA right now. Just know that. As I speak to you, the messages hold a different resonance than they used to. We are lighting you up from the inside out. And I know you can feel it, because you haven't experienced something quite like this before. So consciousness wants to grow and grow and grow and grow. It doesn't matter if it's a rock that gets hit by the water all the time. It grows every time it learns something from the water and the codes held within the water. It doesn't matter if it is a tree that gets blown by the wind or that generates whatever, the air. It doesn't matter what it is. You see, we want you to understand that everything is consciousness, everything is frequency. And frequency uses frequency to expand. So we don't want to blame anyone. We want to really comprehend at a core level that if you have been feeding into a limiting belief, then that belief will continue to grow and compound upon itself, because that's what consciousness does. As a creator, you can continue to be that thought form's minion, or you can decide to take your power back and decide that you're going to invest that energy in your creations. Okay? So we want to take all the tools that we've learned all these years, and I've given you plenty of content throughout the years. If you were to watch, all right, if you were to backdate and watch videos that I released on YouTube 2 years ago, I think I joined YouTube 2 years ago, maybe not even 2 years ago. It's probably only been 20 months or so. If you were to watch any of those videos, they were all multidimensional messages. And they will not be heard the same way that they were before. Okay? Back then, I was working at the Quantum. I could see every one of you while I was talking. So there may be messages that are waiting for you, that are still in queue. So whether it's an energy update, a monthly update, a video, just know that there are more upgrades in those videos. Which is why I refuse to repeat myself and why I asked for my upgrade. Everyone's being upgraded right now. But my 9 years of wizardry led to this moment. I didn't even meditate today. I don't need to. I do it when I want to be naughty, when I want to work with the pineal gland, when I want to drop messages in the cosmic airdrop for you guys. But I already have done that for 9 years. So there's 9 years, which you can also say is 9,000 years, because I work so fast at the quantum level. So there's all those messages are up for grabs right now, whether it be through a video or when you meditate. If I pop up, boop, that's probably from a meditation I did 3 years ago. You understand? Because there's no such thing as time. So goddess of knowledge, apply everything that you know. Okay? It's not always going to be sensical. It's not always going to be logical. But the best things come from that. All right? Geniuses, Plato and Aristotle and all of these guys, whom I don't even know, I've never read anything from them, but geniuses like Einstein were not born out of something that is sensical, rational, logical. These were phenomena. And a phenomenon is something that can't really be explained, but it's also something that cannot be denied. All right? Because when you are experiencing a phenomenon, it doesn't make sense. And yet, it makes sense. You see? So you're being asked right now to explore frequency, to explore yourself, to discover yourself, to uncover what's true for you, to question everything, all right? To stop doubting yourself, to trust your intuition. Going back to the card, trust your intuition. I love that. Thank you, guys. My team chimed in. Because again, it's not just Phil and Source and the guides. It's my team. All of my dimensional selves just chimed in and said, this is actually your forecast for May. I haven't done a forecast in forever. So this is a forecast for May. Awesome. They're saying that the messages for April 29th, 30th, and April 29th and 30th, they have to do more with your past. So the first card I pulled was Angel of Diet and Nutrition. Means forgive yourself for your past. Like there's never anything wrong with you for having eaten meat. There's not anything wrong with you if you want to eat meat. There's nothing wrong with you if you want to have yellow M&Ms. All right? It's just that we've recently, as you know, experienced a shift in our consciousness. That's what's been happening this last month. That's what they mean about April. And now we're in May. We're coming into May. This is the new earth. You are home. You have made it. If you're watching this video, you have made it. The only people who haven't made it is the people who might be watching me right now, who don't even want to understand. Because remember, the light and the dark are needed to balance this universe. So there are agents that will always represent the darkness. It doesn't matter how much love you pour into them. You know, it's kind of like a narcissist. If a narcissist doesn't want to receive your love, your hugs, your affection, it means that they're probably serving the dark side. Now, that doesn't mean that that's not rewritable, but I know for a fact, based on what I've seen this entire month, because I went through the ringer the last month, I know for a fact that there are beings who are agents of Team Dark, and it was designed that way. So we don't want to judge them, okay? So I would never judge someone who's judging me right now, because I understand the purpose you serve. And if you're meant to balance this transmission in some way, I'm grateful to you. Whether you want to receive that gratitude or not is not my business. But Those are the only people who might be watching this right now who may not benefit from this message. They're just looking for another reason to drown themselves in misery and in unhappiness, and that's okay because that's part of their path, right? It's there are discouragers in this world, there are naysayers in this world, but sometimes they can help you, and it doesn't always make sense, like that the narcissist you were in a relationship with helped you, but in a way it fueled you to find yourself. It made you ask questions, okay? It acted as the impetus for your growth, for your expansion as a being. So we want you to know that everything serves a purpose in this universe because everything is interwoven, everything is interrelated, everything is interlinked, everything is interconnected. And this is the game that you chose to incarnate it into. Okay? So I hope that this message helped you. I could talk for hours. But if it resonated with you, and you are watching this on YouTube right now, and you just finished the premiere, and you would like to donate, optional, of course, my donation link is feelgoodlife.com/donate. feelgoodlife.com/donate. I'll attach a link below. Also, please share. I feel like people need this message. Please subscribe if you haven't. And then to the members who are watching this, I love you. Thank you for supporting me, for continuing to support me. And again, I apologize that my Vimeo was hot and cold all month. But this is my way of letting you know that I haven't forgotten about you and that you are deeply loved, deeply honored as the source beings that you are. And peace be. Love you guys.